to today's video. Chacho is also saying hello. And in today's video, I am going to be, it's really exciting because this is my very first Zen Habitats hand-me-down. So Metamora's old enclosure is a 2x2x2. I just upgraded her into a 4x2x2, which you guys saw in one of my last videos. So I have a leftover 2x2 sitting around, and it is actually like exactly what I wanted to upgrade Oakley into. So luckily I already have an enclosure for her, so I pretty much just have to make some renovations to it to make it adequate for her, because it was set up for a green tree python and that is not going to be the same for a Crested Gecko. So yeah, basically the whole back part, the back panel background is done already, so I just need to do the side panels. And yeah, it's going to be pretty simple, and I'm going to show you guys how I set it up. I figured I might as well just turn it into a video. Again, it is a PVC 2x2x2 from Zen Habitats. My affiliate link for them is in my description. So if you guys shop using that link, I do make a small commission. So I really appreciate it when you guys do shop using my link. And if you guys have any Zen related questions, just go ahead and leave it in the comment section and I will get to it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just gonna jump right in and start doing Oakley's new upgrade, because I'm super excited to get her out of her 18x18x24. I just think that the 2x2x2s offer way more space. So yeah, we're gonna just dive right into it. I hope that you guys enjoy the video. So this is what is left of Metamora's enclosure. It is not looking too hot. I basically just have to clean all of this out, take all the dirt out and all of that, and then lift up the top frame and the screen, and then I can just lift the two side panels out and then just do the spray foam and make a naturalistic three-dimensional background. And I'm sorry if it's super loud. My turtle tank is loud and I can't really do anything about it. So I'm gonna just start cleaning this out now and then disassembling it so I can take the two side frames out. This should be a super easy setup. Okay, so I tried to take this lid off and it is completely stuck in the back corner. And upon doing all of this, I was like, oh, maybe I can just rip out the panels anyway, since I was able to get like the whole rest of it undone. But the panels have some spray foam on them, so they're totally stuck in place. So I'm not going to be able to take them out to do the background. So what I'm going to have to do is just tip the enclosure on its side and do one side and then do the other, which is going to make this project take twice as long, but that's what we're gonna have to do. So I'm going to tip it and start doing one of the sides and hope for the best. So I have these two cork bark tubes that I'm setting into place. This one is literally bouncing on the screen, and what I'm gonna do is secure it on the side panel. That way she just has some things that she can climb on, and now I just have to spray foam it into place, which is the fun part. So a couple tips while spray foaming. First of all, I'm going to be using the Great Stuff spray foam, which is safe for reptiles and amphibians. I do not have to spray all the way down there because that's going to be like the bottom panel and it's going to have dirt on it anyway. And then along here is the door frame, so I just want to make sure that like there's enough space and it's not going to come over the door frame, because we obviously want the door to be able to close. Here is a clip of me just spray foaming. Honestly, I don't know why I find this so satisfying to watch, but I'm basically just trying to go around the perimeter, get everything filled in, secure in those branches. Now we wait for 24 hours for this to secure, and then I can carve it out tomorrow morning and then flip the enclosure and do the other side panel. So it's been a few hours, and as you can see, it's expanded and it's hardened. It still has to like internally dry, but it should be okay for me to flip it on the other side and start foaming the other side. I'm gonna be adding this big piece of cork bark that she can hide inside of, and then her little feeding dish. So I'm gonna do that now. So this is what it's looking like so far, right side up. So I'm basically just doing the same exact thing and just filling in all of that spray foam and really trying to put it around that big piece of cork bark because it is really thick and I need it to stay in place. It was a little awkward getting under it, but I was able to. So it is the next day. What is your deal? Hey, no. Alright guys, so it is the next day. Everything has expanded and dried, so now I just have to carve away all of this excess foam and smooth it out. and let Chacho sniff everything, and then get to painting all of it. And I'm gonna have to do like paint one side, let it dry for a while, and then flip it to do the other side. That way it doesn't drip everywhere. So here's some footage of me carving. I'm using a butter knife to do this. Actually, it's not a butter knife, but close enough. And I'm just trying to smooth everything out. This is probably the most work, but it's not too difficult. So there it is. So this is what it looks like when it's pretty much all carved out. So here is just a little bit of footage of me carving the other side. I don't need to show you guys the whole thing because it's literally the same thing that I just did. But yeah, just going for making it all look really smooth so that way it's easier to paint on. And here is some painting footage. So I lied earlier and I said I was gonna like tip it, do one side, wait for it to dry, and then do the other. And I decided I'm just gonna leave it standing upright and paint it all at once. That way it can all just be painted the same day and dry the same day, and I could just get way more done. So that was my plan with this. It was pretty drippy. I made a little bit of a mess, but that happens every single time I paint. So as I was painting, I was just realizing that the color looked like chocolate to me and kind of purple. Like it was just kind of a weird color. So I decided to add like a little bit more texture, and to help fill in the holes, I literally was just chucking dirt at it. So a lot of it was pretty sandy, but it's nice because it sticks to the paint as it dries, and I feel like it just adds more texture to it, makes it a little bit more naturalistic looking, and it's just not as boring with just paint. This is what it's looking like after painting it. Now I just have to let it dry for 24 hours. So I've let everything dry overnight and everything is done. So the part that I hate is once it dries, you see all of these like white crevices that didn't get filled in with paint. So luckily it's a super easy fix, and I can just shove fake plants into all of those areas and just cover it all up. This desperately needs some green in it. So yep, I'm just gonna pretty much put everything in now, including substrate, springtails, plants. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use live plants. We're gonna see. I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens. So I just shoved all of the plants into the background, so it definitely added a lot of green and foliage and places for her to hide and feel secure. So now I'm gonna add in some substrate. I had some leftover Josh's Frogs bio bedding, so I'm gonna just dump the rest of that in here. It looks like it's a lot of like dusty sand left, but that's okay because we're gonna mix it into the other substrate here, which is nice and moist. So this is the Tropical Bioactive Mix by Reptile Smiles that I got from Chief Reptile. So this is my first time trying it and I'm very excited. So this is what it looks like. I see some sphagnum moss. Looks like there's some Repti chip and then some like cocoa husk type mixture in there. It smells really good. I love the smell of dirt. So we're just gonna dump all of that in there. And then I also have some leftover springtails and I'm gonna dump these in there. You can actually see them like jumping around, the little white things. So we're just gonna dump the rest of this. It's really sticking. And now I'm just going to mix all of this up and spread it around. So the substrate is looking really good and moist. I had to add some water to mix it all in just because the Josh's Frogs one was super dry because it's really old. Now I'm gonna add in some mood moss from Josh's Frogs. And these are like the little pads that I can just set around the bottom. And Oakley in particular loves to sleep on the bottom of the setup. So she will definitely love being able to tuck underneath of these just for security when she sleeps during the day. And then of course, they also help with like humidity. So a lot of these are in smaller chunks. Here's a big chunk. Normally they come in like really big chunks like this. And have a couple more, just toss them around. I also have some of this moss, so you know what, I'm gonna toss some of this in there too. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give it a good spray to moisten all of that moss that I just put in there, because all of that is super dry right now because it just came out of a bag. I was thinking about putting live plants in here, but I don't think I'm gonna do it because I just don't think they'll be able to stay alive. The last time I tried it with Oakley, all of them died. I don't know if it's the lighting in my room or what the situation is, but I figured I'm just gonna go with some fake plants for this setup just to make my life easier. So yeah, I may add some more later on. I don't know. I might put some pothos in, but I'm gonna need more substrate for that because it's a pretty thin layer. We also have some leaf litter. So I have this one and I also have the one from Cheap Reptile. So I'm gonna add both of these just to mix it up. And this is literally my favorite part of any enclosure, is just sprinkling this on top. It's so much fun. So, and I don't really put like a specific amount. I kind of just toss it in there and see what looks good. So now we're gonna put in some of the oak ones. Yeah, I'm really liking how this looks. These ones are a little bit more green than the other ones. They're really pretty. Absolutely love these. They smell really good too. All right, so the whole bottom is now done. All of the plants are in. So now all I have to do is put the door back on, which means I just have to lift this part up a little bit in the framing to put the door in, and then I can put Oakley in here and she should be all set. This was very simple to make just because the back part of the background was already done. And I like how it looks a little bit different. I did that background with silicone and substrate and cork bark. And then you guys obviously saw like the two sides, I painted them. So they are a little bit different, but I do like the different textures. And I normally like do the same 3-dimensional background, but I'm actually really liking how this turned out and how it just looks different. And there's different colors and textures all over. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab Oakley and put the door on. She's already checking out the new enclosure. She's interested. She's like, what is this? So we're gonna go ahead and put her in. You're going the wrong way, girl. Wrong way. Your home is the other way. She is so cute, oh my God. I love her so much. So I'm finally gonna put her in. Maybe I'll put her over here. There you go. You're familiar with that cork bark too, because that was in the other enclosure. She actually blends in really well. These colors like match her perfectly. So overview, this is her old cork bark tube. So it is hollow, so she can crawl up in there and sleep in there or hide in there. She can crawl on top of it, under it. She can even go in that little crevice. I carved it out so that way she can go through if she wants to. And then over here is her little feeding ledge. So that is where I put her Pangea cups. And then again, she can climb on that as well. And then there's just foliage like filling everything out. That way she can hide if she wants to. Although Oakley is not one to really hide. She's usually out and about and like doesn't really care about anything. So then she has her cork bark tubes over here that she can climb on, and she can hide on the other side of them as well. And again, just foliage everywhere. I'm gonna put that bushy plant over there in here so that way she can hide in that on the floor, because like I said, she loves sleeping on the floor. It's just what she's always done. So yeah, this is Oakley in her new 2x2x2. She has way more space in this setup, so I think that she's really going to like it, and she looks gorgeous in there. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching today's video. My Zen Habitats affiliate link is in my description if you guys want to get your own amazing Zen Habitats enclosure just like this one. And we will see you guys in the next one.